I'm starting to see, because I never really paid too much attention because I know that she was selected to try to replace me in some way. So I never really spent a lot of time focusing on her because I knew she was a plant. But when I look at the predatory way that she was looking for the same kind of relationship with Clive Davis as Whitney Houston had, I said, oh, Whitney Houston fame, that's big fame.
Jaguar Wright, a singer known for her strong voice and unfiltered truth, has been speaking out in ways few dare. Her recent claims about the biggest names in the music world, Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé, have caused serious waves. She's not just telling stories, she's revealing what she says is a dangerous system working behind the scenes. Jaguar calls Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé the unholy trinity. She believes they don't just create music or run companies, they run the whole industry like a secret group. In her eyes, they're the gatekeepers who decide who rises and who falls.
It's time for Fatima Robinson to speak up about what she heard on that phone. It's time for somebody to be honest about who gave Aaliyah the pills that knocked her out before she was carried onto a plane she didn't want to be on.
And she says they've done this by building a world based on fear, silence, and control. She especially calls out Diddy as the leader of this group. To her, he isn't just a producer or businessman, he's someone who uses power to trap people. Jaguar says Diddy uses contracts, secrets, and even blackmail to control artists. She talks about private parties with hidden cameras, quiet meetings where deals are made, and situations people can't escape once they're in.
It's time for us to stop pussyfooting with the truth.
But Jaguar doesn't stop there. She says Jay-Z plays a sneaky role too. He stays quiet, keeps a clean image, but pulls strings behind the curtain. She claims he hides scandals, silences people, and benefits from other people's pain. Jaguar believes Jay-Z didn't just reach the top, he stepped over others to get there. Then there's Beyoncé. On the outside, she seems perfect. Beautiful, talented, and graceful. But Jaguar says there's more to her than meets the eye.
I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
She believes Beyoncé keeps her place at the top by controlling the story around her. Jaguar says Beyoncé's success wasn't just natural, it was created, protected, and defended by the system. She hints at strange behavior in the industry rituals, secret codes, and hidden messages. Jaguar doesn't say outright that there's something dark going on, but she leaves the door open for people to wonder. To her, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And she's seen too much. For Jaguar, this is more than about fame or success. It's about fear and control. She says the music world works like a secret club where power is protected through silence. If someone speaks out, they pay a heavy price. She says things changed when she started naming names. Suddenly, she noticed strange cars near her home. Her phone began acting up. Calls dropped. Texts wouldn't go through. And when she mentioned certain people, she felt watched not just in public, but inside her home too.
She's been there since the very beginning. She was pushing, 26 when she was having intimate physical engagement with Danny Boy, who was 15, 16 years old.
This Mary J. Blige, I'm 15, 16 years old, and she flying me in. And you know what it is when a girl back up on you and you young.
Allegedly, one of those tapes that Courtney Burgess say that he never saw was with Diddy, a very 16-year-old and a very 26-year-old Mary J. Blige.
Mary J, Danny Boy. Danny Boy back then, he was about 16. They both was out.
Dudes that she was messing around with that was in the industry, was they R&B singers or producers or?
Producers and singers. Two guys with one girl, it's a little questionable to me. And it's a lot of people that can say that they've done it, but it's a lot of people that it's a habit for them.
She calls it feeling hunted. Not paranoid, just scared, for good reason. She even warned, if anything happens to me, you'll know who did it. Jaguar says she's being followed and bothered. She's gone live on social media, showing black cars parked outside her home. She's talked about friends cutting her off, her phone going silent, and feeling like someone is trying to break her down. In interviews, she often looks tired, but still speaks with purpose. She says, telling the truth has a cost, but staying silent is worse. And she's not just scared for herself, she's worried for anyone who might try to speak up. One of the hardest parts of her story is what she says about Aaliyah the singer, who died in a plane crash years ago. Jaguar brings back questions many fans still ask. What really happened? Who made decisions? And who gained after her death? Jaguar doesn't believe it was just a tragedy. She believes there's a larger plan behind it. She talks about non-disclosure agreements. People around Aaliyah signed papers that made them stay silent. Why did they need to do that? Who asked for it? Then she makes a strong claim. Aaliyah's death made way for Beyoncé. Jaguar says Jay-Z was interested in Aaliyah before Beyoncé, and that Aaliyah was a threat, not just romantically, but professionally. In her view, removing Aaliyah cleared the path for Beyoncé to rise. This idea has been whispered for years, but Jaguar is one of the only insiders saying it out loud. But Jaguar doesn't stop there. She says there's a whole system where stars have to prove their loyalty to Beyoncé and Jay-Z. For example, she points to Adele at the 2017 Grammys. Adele won Album of the Year for 25, but used her moment to praise Beyoncé's Lemonade. She even broke her Grammy in half to share it with her. To most, it looked like kindness. But Jaguar says it was something more, a public sign of respect, maybe even a ritual. A way to show who runs the show. Jaguar brings up Kanye West too. Remember when he interrupted Taylor Swift at the VMAs? He said Beyoncé deserved that award. Jaguar believes Kanye's actions weren't random. She says they were part of a pattern, him showing loyalty to Beyoncé in public, even when it made him look bad. She also says some artists try to speak out quietly. Like J. Cole. His lyrics, she says, are full of hidden messages. She believes he and others want to tell the truth, but know it's dangerous. So they wrap their words in poetry, hoping people will understand. Jaguar points out a strange pattern too. Aaliyah died on August 25. Lisa Left Eye Lopes died on April 25. Michael Jackson died on June 25. She says those dates aren't just coincidences. She believes there's something deeper going on, like a secret code. Maybe it means nothing, but maybe it's a sign that something bigger is happening. And she wonders if it's all just rumors. Why don't Beyoncé and Jay-Z say anything? They've stayed totally silent. No interviews, no press statements, no lawsuits. For two people who control every part of their image, that silence is loud. Jaguar says if she were lying, they would have sued her by now. At the very least, they'd try to deny it. But instead, they say nothing. She believes they're quiet because they can't afford to let this story grow. There's too much money, power, and reputation on the line. One wrong move, and everything could fall apart. She's not just accusing stars, she's pointing to big companies too. She says some brands and businesses are helping to keep people quiet. It's not just about protecting Beyoncé and Jay-Z, it's about guarding an entire machine built on silence. People have called Jaguar emotional or unstable. They say she's making it all up. But now, many things she said about Diddy are coming true. He's now facing lawsuits for serious crimes, assault, trafficking, and more. And Jaguar says this is just the start. She believes Diddy is only one part of a much bigger system. She says Jay-Z helps protect him. They cover for each other to make sure no secrets get out. She even compares it to other big names: Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, R. Kelly. She says they're not separate cases. They're connected. Different faces, same dark system. Now that Diddy's world is falling apart, people are starting to take Jaguar seriously. She says this is what she's been warning about. And if Diddy falls, more powerful people might be next. But there's another side to this story too. Behind all the interviews, the strong words, and the brave-faced Jaguar looks like she's hurting. We've all seen her cry on camera, yell in frustration, or sit in silence during her live streams. Those clips often go viral. People say she's crazy, bitter, or mentally gone. Even old friends have backed away from her. Jaguar seems like she's fighting a battle by herself. And that makes you wonder, is she really losing her mind, or is she being pushed too far by what she knows? This kind of thing happens in showbiz. If someone speaks too much, they're labeled unstable. Suddenly, people stop listening to the message and focus on the person's mental state instead. Jaguar says this is done on purpose. It's how the system hides the truth. Make someone seem emotional, and no one will believe them. She says this isn't a breakdown, it's a fight. She's trying to protect the truth, even if it breaks her. She talks about betrayal, about being ignored, about being laughed at and made fun of. She's been through it all, but she hasn't stopped speaking. For her, staying quiet is even worse. So now the question is, who is Jaguar Wright really? Is she a brave woman fighting against a cruel industry? Or is she someone lost in her pain, trying to make sense of it all? No matter what you believe, her story makes us stop and think. Could the stars we look up to be hiding something? Are the people with the biggest smiles and cleanest images part of something we don't understand? Jaguar Wright may be alone, but her voice is louder than ever. Whether she's a hero or a warning, she's changed how people see the world behind the stage lights. She's made us look deeper, ask harder questions, and wonder what if the truth is even stranger than we thought. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.